Alright, are we live?
Um,
You got to tell me when we're live.
yes.
That's part of your responsibilities.
Yes.
You're meant to tell me when we're live.
Yes.
Do we make sounds when we're live?
Yes.
Should I end the gag?
Yes.
Okay, well, I should end it with something along these lines, right? I should say something like, "Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again to the Weekly WAYPN. I'm Karl,
I'm Sunny.
and that means that we are also known as...
Henry and Sun Guitar.
Alright, so we're kicking off with brushstrokes.
Yeah.
He was dead for a long time.
He was.
But then he survived. Yep. All right. So, would you like to read out his great passage?
Okay, that's basic face number 1 done. Not going for photorealistic here. Instead, the idea is simply to minimize the steps required and still achieve a decent tabletop result.
So, I think that this is a really good face. I think like the face isn't as good as his other work, but like his other work is just always so crisp and clean. Do you have anything that you want to comment on the face? Because you often do faces for us.
Yeah, and like I would actually consider this more a character level.
I was going to say the same, yeah.
Because like you've done some pretty can I say specific highlights, because you've got like the triangle going in the forehead, and a little bit of a line on top of that triangle. So like it's really showing the form of the dents in the face, the potential wrinkles that might come from certain areas, and also you added the pupils in there as well, which is very hard and not a tabletop.
I would agree with that.
Tabletop technique, I guess.
I think like the only thing that I would change, if anything, here, right, is I think so it seems as if he's used some washes. You'd agree with that, right?
Yeah.
I think that he should look at more sort of red toned washes for the ear and for the mouth.
Well, I think because he is going for tabletop, like I suppose brushstrokes level of tabletop. Like
it's a brushstrokes tabletop, yes.
This is more than good enough. Like I
yeah. But I'm saying like, because here's the thing. Like, this is something that I've noticed a lot with the comments that I get. Right, we get a lot of misinformation because somebody really big has done something. So, like, there's this guy from God knows where. But anyway, he talked about how there's no such thing as brown. There's only dark oranges. And
yeah, I think I might have seen
and like
shorts or something.
And see, like, the thing is, I think that all of this is really good, right? But I think that if you had more a red tone wash for the mouth and a more of a red tone wash for the ear,
like a Reikland flesh,
is it?
Because that's usually what you put in the mouth.
Yeah. Well, like, I'm not sure which brand of Reikland flesh shade it is, because remember, they've updated the formula since then.
Oh.
So, like, the whole idea is that I think with that, like, even one that combines a little bit of a red wash just for the mouth and the ear specifically. Because I think just having that little flood really does change things. Because, I'm
very sure that it would change things, right? But when you're judging tabletop, it's also about, like, how many steps are you adding?
I understand, right? But, like, when you think about it that way, right? You get a brush load of, of Caribou Crimson, I think is their red shade at the moment. They all have stupid names, so don't, like...
I think Reikland flesh shade is still a pretty
common,
like...
Yeah,
available.
it does, but it's moved away from, a red to a yellow now. Like, I know that...
Like what, a sepia kind of thing?
No. So you know how, like, they've all got different tones in them and such? But, yeah. So when it comes to all of that, like, that's where I'd explore going. Because, like, I think that he has just done this one step, and because he's going to be doing this for a video, and that's why I'm giving him more of this feedback.
Yeah, but like for a tutorial, then I think it's like then you have there's another thing to add and another thing to add.
Yeah, I follow what you're saying, but I think it's worth giving it that sort of feedback because, like you said, this is a remarkably good face for what you got here, right?
Yeah.
And see, the thing is, I know that he can get quite a lot of views when it comes to this.
A Crim, welcome, A. Are you gonna come on? Because you said that was something you would like to do more often.
Don't shame the audience. Well, let's move on from this one.
Oh, he can only watch. I see, because he's doing a sneaky penguin. Okay.
Yes. All right. So we will be moving on to our next one.
Okay.
And our next one is a picture of a glove.
A very nice white glove.
But there is more to this story. Would you like to read?
Which durian sellers use, by the way.
Durian sellers.
Durian sellers would use such gloves.
Because nobody wants to touch a durian.
No.
Which somehow has a higher melting point than steel.
Very flame retardant, everyone. I would highly recommend telling your local member to consider using durian skin for roofing. Now, had a question on the stream about the cloth. I work in a lab and use cotton liner gloves, under the nitrile gloves I wear while I'm working. So I have a near infinite supply of used cotton gloves that I can use for capes and the likes when
You'd think it'd be the other way around, wouldn't you? You know, the nitrate gloves and then the cotton. I think
he do the cotton to absorb the sweat.
Probably.
That's my thinking anyway, but feels a bit overkill.
No,
for a lab, I don't know.
Yeah, I get it.
If you're doing like outdoor work and stuff, okay, I kind of get it.
Yeah, like that's when we work with like Lantana and stuff. We've got those hardware gloves, but we put on the nitrate gloves underneath them because like sometimes like those pricks come through and they're actually chemically.
Oh,
so like
they might cause some irritations.
Yeah.
I mean, I suppose it's the same principle in a lab, but anyhow.
Yeah.
So he essentially what he says is that he cuts it up, put like a high flow super glue over to give the structure.
Yep.
But he does not recommend to do this because it can have a very high exothermic reaction, which is very hot. It can even become flammable. Very toxic fumes. Use the proper PPE if you're gonna do that. He has like the proper, filtration mask.
It's alright. I won't do any of this, Ryan. I'll just go in and I'll sniff the glue.
Yeah. And
set my eyebrows on fire.
Essentially, this method is obviously more rigid. It gives more form with super glue and it's faster. But ideally, the safe way is to use Mod Podge/PVA.
Yeah, I get it. But another way that you could do this is creating a what do you call it? What are those things called? What are the earbuds called?
The
cotton buds?
Yeah, cotton buds.
Yeah, a cotton bud armature. That's what I do when I make my capes. I usually make them out of green stuff. So what I'll do is I'll like stick all of these cotton buds into the thing.
Ryan say if you have to change gloves a lot, the cotton liner helps a lot. Fair enough. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So like he has to change the nitrate gloves.
Yeah, it's probably easy because like it doesn't get trapped with all the sweat and like difficult to take it off. And all that.
Well, look, if the lab's paying for the nitrate gloves, that's the big thing because I think like ours are almost up to 40 now.
Yeah, Bunnings. Yeah.
Yep.
High risk, high reward, as they say.
Yeah. But yeah, so you put those little cotton buds, and you like super glue them to a base, and you have sort of the cape flow over that. Mm-hmm. To give that more heroic feel.
Yeah.
But let us move on And thank you very much, Ryan, for telling us
how you did it.
Yep.
I did not expect a cotton glove, actually.
No, neither did I.
All right. Okay. Kit is next. Friday whip. During this morning's live stream, I assembled a couple of... Wait, when was there a morning live stream? Is it by us?
Probably his morning is like our night.
You think? I assembled a couple of stormtroopers from the Rampart City, I think he meant to say Defenders pack by Archon Studios. While chatting after the stream, I primed them and sprayed on a bit of olive drab. I came back this afternoon and started blocking in some color on one of the models along with a bit of shading and highlights on the cloth. I need to figure out what to do with the gas mask. Since I'm going for a more traditional military look for these guys, I broke out the Atom Ammo paints and I forgot how easy I find them to work with.
Oh, cool. And we do see a bit more of them done in the very next post.
Yeah, it's 10 a.m. for Kit and it's 8 a.m. for Ryan. Interesting.
Alright, so yes, here we go. We see them a lot further along.
Yeah, and I think this is really some of your best work, honestly, Kit, because like, you've got a much more cleaner, more crisper value shading happening with these guys. It oftentimes when you use your airbrushing, it sort of overflows here and there, and it feels
it's
a
not
bit,
cleaned up.
Yeah, and it's not as cleaned up, and the value separation is not as great. But this is really feels like a military something. A soldier, yes, that's what they are called. Soldiers. Yes. It feels correct. Well done. We cannot wait to see what more will come from this. Yes.
Alright, yeah, no, I think that they're looking really good, and I agree with Sunny.
I should put my hand up. I would be interested to see if you will try True Metallic Metal, since you got the Vallejo True Metallic Metal set on the helmets and the guns and stuff. Like it might be something.
Well,
to
do
look
remember
forward to.
that like almost all of the historical helmets were painted.
Right. Okay.
Because like the GIs had like the green helmets, you know, the Germans had like the grayish ones.
Yeah. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm just gonna go at Penguin and say
you're gonna say Penguin things.
If you could give some extra feedback here.
Okay, I have moved on while you are typing.
Yes.
And I have gone to Chris Shah. And I've read out his
Chris
passage.
Shah.
Not much left to go now.
Yeah, but where is the not much and where is he going? Because it looks finished and here.
It does. Look, I'm going to admit, I agree with Sunny here. It looks very finished to me. Like, I don't... Like, I think that... I'm not as much a fan of the way that he does the furs.
Oh.
Because they're a bit too glossy for me. You know?
Yeah, that could be a result of the contrast.
Yeah,
you could always hit it with a bit of a matte varnish. Penguin actually said something in the Discord. He mentioned a trick that he experimented with. I think Vallejo airbrush medium, and then he mixed it with something, and he said that actually acts almost like a really good wash, but with a matte finish. And I was like, oh, that's interesting.
Interesting.
I will have to go and find it, like, if I can find chats.
Alright, well, I think I pretty much agree, but I do remember Chris has a post a bit later on. So, I literally cannot count the number of posts we have, so I don't know how far that is in. But yeah, let's continue on, because he says that there will be more. He says not much left to go. Alright, so Kit says whip. Saturday whip. Assembling the rest of the stormtroopers. And once again, the Bondic UV glue is the MVP.
It's a UV plastic glue that bonds with anything, doesn't cure without UV light, and can be filed once cured. Oh, very much like, gel nail polish. Works great for gap filling and for reinforcing tiny contact points. I do wonder, like, what would the price comparison be with this UV glue versus just getting regular old UV nail polish? Because it's like the same thing.
Or is it or is it the same thing? Are we paying the hobby tax?
Are you paying the hobby tax? Like that's a question for you, Kit. Go and find it out for us. You are the Hermes of the group.
Hermes?
Yeah, going everywhere, finding everything.
Is this Hermes?
European Larry.
Which Hermes? Which Hermes are we talking about?
The Greek Hermes.
Okay, I thought you were talking about like Hermes from Futurama going about getting everything.
I never watched the show.
I see you wanted to start a fight in the comments, but that's okay.
There's more from Kit. 9 assembled, 21 more to go. I will probably paint this batch before I assemble any more.
Well done.
That's a good strategy, actually.
Getting stuff done. All right, and then after Kit, we have one eBay Death Guard.
Ryan. Okay. One eBay Death Guard finished, ready for battle. Due to the hydrophobic nature of the enamel-treated surface, the acrylic beads up very finely and allows for very fine drips and streaks due to surface tension that are scale-appropriate. Lots of surface finish variation. Is that what he says? Surface finish variation? Come on. My God.
He says surface finish variation.
Yes, I said it also.
Yes, but not in the vaguely Antonio Banderas way, which we may or may have not already done a video on. There is a chance that perhaps...
It wasn't that good, though, like we wanted to redo.
No, that one was fine.
We did want to redo that.
No, we liked that one. Why are you shaking it?
Because it's true. We didn't like it. We said that we didn't quite do certain things that we wanted to have, but yeah.
Well, I like the tongue here with the poxes.
Yeah.
But I'm not as much a fan of bloody nail.
Is it a nail?
I think. Oh, left to go is what's left of my army. Ayah! Chris. Huh? We do not... Because he's saying, like, not much left to go now of my army to finish. So that's why I... Like, because we're thinking whip, right? And what he's saying is, I'm talking about collection.
Okay.
So he's saying, like... I only have a few more models, and then my army will be complete.
Righto.
Because yeah, like we looked at it and we're like, yeah, but what more to do? What more to do? But yet, so I don't think that the nail comes across as well, because I think if it's meant to be bleeding at the sides, you want to clean up that bone sticking out itself. And have it as if it's weeping, weeping blood. Because, yeah, it doesn't quite work in the same way, if you understand what I'm saying. But, yeah, I think... Well, don't you know?
I don't know what to feel about the nail.
Okay. Well, do you want to have a feeling?
No.
Fine. We will move on. We will move on.
Karl should get a side job narrating pulp romance audiobooks. It was discussed, Krim, at one point in time, I assure you.
She told me that I had to voice Morning Milking Glory or something like that.
We found out about it, yes.
And then, I read through some lines, and he's red, thick, veiny, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm about to puke.
Yeah. Why can't we just like normal men?
Not minotaurs and such.
Yeah.
Alright, speaking about normal men, here's a normalish man. Would
Okay.
you like to read out
Right.
for normalish man?
Okay.
Ish.
Lance, something from Nolzers took a bit of time on this orphan demon. We're just normal men. Oh boy. Go boy over there. What's that supposed to mean? Okay.
Come on the chat and say it, Go Boy. Come on the chat.
Come and tell it to my face. Go boy. Why don't you go?
Go boy.
Still a crim joke that has been pinned for the ages. Okay. Ah! I heard a donk. Who is it? Who is it? I must inspection.
You must inspect.
It is a go boy. Hello. What was that? What was that? Oh God, the audio, the audio.
That who did?
Are you doing this on purpose?
He has to be, right? He
Yeah,
has to.
it's such a go boy thing to do.
Because it's like.
Yeah, that's what it is. There's nothing about this. Right.
All right.
Okay, now you sound good. Now you sound
Yeah,
good.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
so Nolzers, I think. Okay. As tabletop goes, yes, it is tabletop.
Yeah.
But I do think that, you know, Lance, you've been doing this goal of the 100 minis thing. Well, I think maybe 2-3 years now.
Yeah.
I think it's time.
Is it
We
time?
we elevation.
We elevate.
We elevation our tabletop quality. You know, I would love to see you try a Xenothal or maybe even a Grisai Slap Chop, you know, and then do some contrast over the top, because the contrast or wash or whatever it is that you've currently used for the skin, the pooling does, it feels very uneven, right? And
In some areas,
yeah. And the skull as well. The skull, is it a skull? What is
it's a demon head thing.
because you've done a sepia wash, I am reading it as a skull.
Yeah.
That's what the intention is, and I think you could do just a little bit more there, like even like do a little bit of a Xandri dust coat, do a little bit of dry brushing with like a lighter bone, and then maybe a sepia wash. I'm not trying to say do a whole bunch of things, but just we could work a bit more on clean look, work a little bit more on more I think opaque coats, actually. Yeah, I think that would be my
Yep.
point.
I agree with everything that you've said there, so I don't have much to add. I do think that you should be adding something to his base, because it's quite plain at the moment.
Yeah.
Like a lot of sand, like even if it's just a rock and a skull.
And
like
a few tufts, maybe. I don't know.
well, like something, because
Yeah.
as it stands, it's just a bit
quite-
too barren.
Yeah.
All right, shall we move on? All right, but I do like this next thing that he's done.
The Fierce Guardian, simple and quick. I like this vandalized New York Library lion. It's quite nice. I do enjoy that you have like the sort of white and then a black over top. Yeah.
Does our normal man have anything to say about this?
We're just normal men.
Oh my god.
Sip my water.
Yes. Look, I think it looks good. I do not know the Latin here. Custos ferox. Ferox is probably some iron thing.
Yeah. Custos, is it like custodian, like guardian of iron, or?
Yeah, probably something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see what a quick Google search says.
Ooh, yes.
All right.
Google.
Yeah. See, I don't dare open any more tabs with the amount that I have here.
Not
This
allowed.
is a Discord only thing, but here you guys will get to see how many tabs I have open for the thing. Because, oh my god. Oh
I
my...
googled Custos Flux, and the first link took me to the WAYPN fucking Facebook page.
What an irony, my
Alright,
god.
let's move on.
Okay.
Just with the lion, I think the one thing I would really like,
Yep.
it looks very plain, but not in a bad way.
Yep.
I think hitting it with like a stippled wash of brown and like green, specifically thinking of Athonian Camo Shade and Agrax Earth Shade, and then dry brushing the color back up so it has those like natural weathering colors on it.
You're talking about leopard spotting, yeah?
Not quite leopard spotting, but having, because what I usually do with my personal stone, I've got a makeup sponge that I kind of a makeup brush that I kind of just like stipple on, and I mix the two colors into each other so they're kind of leopard spotting.
Yeah.
And then hit the stone color back on so it has that look of, it's still stone, but you can see this color underneath it that makes it look weathered. I'll see if I can find a picture of my Necron's bases and chuck it in there, because that's kind of what I'm thinking of.
Okay,
So
yeah,
a bit like that
just
mossy.
just throw it into general or somewhere and tell us, and I'll open it up. But like for me, like I think it's fine. Like I don't want to add anything, because if you do, essentially what's gonna happen is it's gonna complicate things. Like if I was to do anything to push this, I'd just do those little crack lines with a detail brush, just like, you know, the little lines to make it look like it was cracked.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
Crack lines.
So now there's going to be one where you take a little more time on. Now, Sunny was working on something with this. So would you like to read?
We got results. I'm blown away to receive a silver award today, and the boys each got a bronze award. Well done, boys. I'm so glad that you guys placed.
Now, you were working on this for a hot minute, but then we had to start.
Yeah. So I think everything sort of came out quite nice with Alex's one, but I felt that the feathers still fell a bit short.
Yeah.
So what I did was grab that magenta color that he was using in the bandana and just put like a transparency layer to try to, and then just airbrush it over to create like a hued shadow. That's not even colored shadow to give a bit more depth, a little bit more interest, to go with the nice sort of brown tone of the feathers. And then some other feathers I use like a little bit more like a blue, with a little bit of blue, hit it a bit
I think like
purple.
I don't agree with your color choices, because like your color choices blend them in too much. I think like going like teal is where I'd go. You know, just to like have that contrast, you know. But yeah, so I think he did very well with this. I think very deserved when it comes to silver. Like I just think to myself, is there anything that you could push further? Probably, but like all things considered, I think we went through everything that we could. But the one thing that I'm really happy with is the boys' prize, because like
I'm very glad they placed.
yeah, no, so am I, because like I think when it comes to this, right? Like when you try, like I feel betrayed by my childhood because like Linkin Park is playing in the back of my brain. Like when you try. Yes, thank you very much. Could you stop? And yeah, like the thing is when you do try so hard and like you don't get any sort of result, you feel as if like what was my point in trying? And so I think this is a good result for them getting a bronze, right? Like I'm not sure if this is just sort of like a sort of achievement award for, you know, getting work done.
I think it's called commendation or something.
Can you check in the post itself?
It just says bronze.
Bronze. Well, bronze is third, so you know,
Yeah.
like
It's
like-
proper placement.
yeah, I think that it's very good for them because it gives them room to improve, but it shows that they have actually done something. And here's the one thing, I know I'm repeating myself, boys. I know I'm repeating myself. But when it comes to miniature painting, if you put brush to a miniature, you are doing better than 90% of the people out there. Trust me. And yeah, so I think great work, boys. Well done. And I look forward to see what you do next year. Alright, moving on.
We got prime time today.
I also posted that stone that I was talking about. Sorry,
Oh, you've posted
in the
it.
general
Okay.
chat.
Okay, I
Let's go take
will
this.
go and grab that now, and we'll take a look at that. So here we are, and do we have? Yeah, so this has an almost limestone appearance.
Yeah, I think that would be very fitting for the lions. I agree with you,
but
Go Boy.
weren't like the Roman statues made out of marble though?
Yeah, I don't know, but they probably are made of marble, these ones, or concrete, because these are New York Library lions.
Are they?
Yes.
Did they say New York Library Lion?
It's very iconic.
You know that, like, New York kind of copied a lot of Roman stuff. A lot of American stuff has copied Roman stuff. You know, a lot of
would
people
imagine-
copied Roman stuff.
I would imagine he copied the American reference.
My
I'm
kind
gonna-
of thinking is that if there's graffiti on it, it'd almost probably have been affected by inclement weather. Whereas I would imagine if you think about the lions that are at like the New York Library, for argument's sake, someone would be cleaning those.
Yeah, you're right.
But also, it was Roman graffiti.
Yes! Roman graffiti.
Alright. But yeah, that does look good. But we will now move on back to Kit, because we have a million things to review.
Hold on. Yeah, Kit's on with us as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Do you have me confused with someone else?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe you're strong, Kit, not Kit strong. Yeah, totally different guy. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah, do you just so you got a whole lot of stuff primed here. So you've been just batch painting through things.
Yeah.
But we will move on until we see a bit more
Something
paint on
to,
them.
yeah, like something we can talk a bit further about. Okay, so next is you.
Oh yeah, I've got to read because it's me. An experiment with the Grimdark Compendium skin. Each photo is each step except for the green wash because I thought I did it but I forgot. So basically, when it comes to the Grimdark Compendium, what they do is they say, all right, you start off with a pretty normal sort of skin color. What have you done?
I
What
was
are you
trying
doing?
to grab my phone
Why don't you just leave it alone?
because I haven't posted my thing.
What thing?
The thing you asked me to do.
Yeah, I posted it.
Yeah, but I didn't post the one that I took on my phone. So
It'll be
you could-
past the time.
Like, you sometimes show the Discord stuff.
We can post it after.
Okay.
You're gonna cry, aren't you? I think she's crying. Alright, so essentially what you do is you just do a regular skin, and then you hit it with a gloss, and then you paint a very light thing. And what you do... they don't actually hit it with a gloss. They use super glue.
Super glue.
And then...
we tell you... High gloss varnish works just as well.
Well, I wouldn't say just as well. You can't be as abusive as they are with it, because I did end up having some fade off. But yeah, basically, after that you use isopropyl alcohol to remove the majority of it, and then you go into like turning them into veins essentially. And so then after that, I put another flesh over the top, which I don't think was probably the best idea. Unless, of course, I was going for more sort of regular style skin, which wasn't what we were going for. And then after that, hit it with gloss again. And then this shows both the magenta and the green steps, because I forgot the green, so I did... green with a wash, and then this was a magenta with the airbrush, and the whole thing with the green kept a lot of color throughout the skin, even after removing it with the what do you call it, the isopropyl. But yeah, the magenta, like, see this bit down here, like, it actually formed up to the level where it's probably got, like, a micron level of texture. Like,
It was raised.
yeah, it was raised.
Yeah.
And, then hit it with a gloss. Then I think I did a purple with the contrast. Contrast didn't really work, so I only really recommend using regular paint, thin and transparent, if you're going to use this. And so I did the purple and like removed the majority of it. Then I plastered it with skin, and I think this is where I made the biggest mistake, because like as you can see, most of the work is gone, because I think like it was too thick. Yeah, and then after that, you know, I think I hit it with the gloss, maybe? Yeah, I can't remember. But anyway, after that, I put the red on it, and now you can barely see anything.
Now it's just red.
And then after that, I removed both with the isopropyl alcohol, and now it looks truly Nurgle-ish.
Yeah.
Like, this would be a great technique to make just Nurgle style skin. Like, just leave it like that and then add some pus.
Well, Ryan thinks that it was good for a first try.
Yeah.
And the super glue technique does get better results, but if the humidity in your workspace is too high, it is a disaster.
Yeah, so we will see much later on some new and improved stuff. So, next up...
Kit Saturday Whip, starting on the olive drab on the rest of the Stormtroopers through a bit of experimentation. I found that Chimera Velvet Smoke makes for a great shadow tone for olive drab. First, I tried Petroleum, and that was just way too green.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's looking pretty good.
Yeah, I'd say it's looking good. Like, you're definitely smashing the stuff out, Kit.
Looks like Steel Legion.
Yes. Do you have a goal for these ones?
No, just paint them.
Just get them done, sort of thing? Yeah.
Yeah, more table. Yeah, just kind of tabletop level.
Yeah, I think you're definitely going the right direction.
And there's nothing wrong with just doing tabletop, you know, because, like, Kit, I'm going to just use my psychic powers. I think you have a lot of unpainted minis. I can see it in my mind's eye.
Well, if you count minis from board games, then oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. So next up, we have Krisha, and we will comment on this one because we realised that they are actually finished this time.
Oh yeah, okay. A bit conflicted on whether I should make the shield runes glow or if I end up too busy or difficult to blend in the small spaces.
Well,
I quite like it.
I think it looks fine as is. So, I did glowing runes with old mate the other day. So, I'll bring him up. Just give me a hot minute, and I'll bring him up while Sunny comments on old mate in front of her.
I do like the glow effect, but I think with the color that you've gone for, which is quite pale already, if you do a glow effect for the runes on the shield, I think it will disappear a bit, like it doesn't have much contrast. So I think okay, that is because I'm imagining the runes to glow in blue, but if you did red like you did with the hammer,
or maybe green, like it's
even
sort of
green would
like
work, but I think it's all a matter of asking yourself how much extra work will that be.
Yeah.
If it's for one model, sure. If you have to apply that to everything else, then maybe not. Because I think it looks great as is.
Yeah, so here I've got my sort of glow, and what I did for it, Chris, is I just used white oil and then some some blue oil, and like that did it quite nice and clean. But I think like this looks nice the way that you've done that, but it's like it's much of a muchness, like you got to decide what do you want to do, mate. Like because remember that there's not just runes on the shield, there's also runes all over the place. So like if you do the glowing on the shield,
Then you gotta do it for the hand,
well,
the
like
legs.
I'm just saying, it could look a bit conflicted. So yeah, I think, like when I look at it, this guy looks like yet another one of your guys. Now I don't know how the new Terminators play. They severe in their points difference, like. Or if this guy's a character sort of Terminator sort of thing. But yeah, like that's what I'd think about. But also props on actually making the tactical rock actually fit in seamlessly. I think that's really good. Because like I'm a little over the tactical rocks. But yeah. We will move on because I have not seen any comments from Chris. So yeah. All right. Next up, we got Ryan with some OSL.
Okay. Working on the OSL to help the Plague Marines pop. Just a few little whip photos for now, but we'll get some proper photos once these are finished.
Okay, cool. Like I think the orange is looking really good. I do think I like this up here, like that extreme value difference with the thing there.
Yeah.
But I think I saw green eyes on one of the lads.
Awesome.
Like a headless guy. So
Yeah.
not a headless, oh, that's nice. That's nice right there. The way that he sort of added some extra texture and stuff. Yeah, see, so he's got the eyes glowing green.
Oh, that was really good.
Yeah, I think, and it
Looks
sort
quite
of
real.
helps add a bit of distinction to them compared to the helmeted guys. But
Yeah.
we will move on because he said these are just some whips.
Crim feels that the eyes
Do a lot. Yeah.
And, not a lot of people, when they do the grimdark theme, do they bother to have a little bit of pop of color here.
Yeah.
So I think this is great that
He's-
you're adding a little something, really bringing
He's
something.
very good with the accenting. But yes, okay, so Marvel.
Yeah,
so-
Ma level painting. Still working on my test model for next year's competition piece. #Warhammer 40k.
So I think it's much of what we said before. So what is happening? Why are you moving like that? Sorry. I'm not sure how to feel about these new yellowy bits. What do you think?
Because it looks very similar to the bone.
Yeah.
But it's not bone. It's like a bit of a fleshy part. So I think you might want to consider making it a little bit more pink. Or like reintroduce a little bit of reds there to make it feel a bit more fleshy. Or just brighten the bone at the scything talons.
Yeah. So it seems like the scything talons have been changed significantly from when we saw last time.
Yeah.
Like there was a lot more sort of big streaks and such, right? And it seems like he's trying to blend it more together, make it look more natural.
Yeah.
But I'm not as sure about this piping. I'm just... Yeah, I don't know what to think. But yeah, I'd say a lot of last week's feedback remains.
Yeah.
You know, it needs to have some real pushes.
Yeah, it need because if it's a competition, it really has to. There's I think a lot more that not just say pop, but there's a lot more technique that needs to be showcased. I think.
Well, I think that the skin and the armor look great. I'm not as sold on the piping. I think the blades come a long way, but I think it can be improved.
I think overall, I think you might want to consider rendering this a bit further. Feels quite...
Well, look, it is a work in progress. Let's keep that in mind, right? Mm-hmm. But like I said...
it is a test model, so...
Yeah, but like I said, when it comes to competitions, you really need to have that pop.
Yeah.
Alright, let us move on to our next one, which is more kit. Oh, hold up. Before then, it's me. I've got to read it out. It's Member Monday. Hashtag Member Monday. So what makes a digital place? It has no soil, no weather, nothing to shape its people beside what it lets you post. But without people posting, it's nothing. So what is it? It's you. What you post, what you like, what you comment on. And I'm proud of the place we have made together. So let us welcome our new members. And on behalf of all of WAYPN, I have just one question for you guys. What are you painting now? Make a post about it. Alright. And so, Monday Whip from Kit. You've got a bit more done on these, Kit?
Yeah, did a bit of...
Yeah, anything in particular, anything special that you think is of note?
Not really. I think they're fun models to do for sure. I like the...
Yeah, I think that the pops of color that you've chosen really helps. Like, I don't know if this is meant to be a captain or a sergeant or what the model's meant to be, but I do think that the blue of the cape really helps her stand out. But we'll see how the...
It's the only one. It's the only one with the cape. So I'm, she's becoming the squad leader with us.
Yeah. I think we'll see how these other guys eventuate as time moves on. There is a sneaky penguin, is there?
Yes.
Alright, so next up...
Come on from Ryan. The last bits of OSL done on these. Combination of speed paint glazes, white ink, fluorescent ink, and fluorescent enamel pigments to help these pop. I've really enjoyed painting these and using quite stark/bright OSL to contrast the rest of the grim dark paint scheme and the surface finish variation.
Yeah, so I really do think that really does help them quite a great deal.
Yeah.
So I don't see much different for... Oh, here we go. That's a bit of difference. See the glow?
The light going down there. Oh,
yeah, that's very nice. That's very schmick.
And very eerie feeling.
Yes, and see, like, I think this is what is missing from a lot of the grimdark
That
models
stuff.
that I see. Like, when I've seen the sort of grimdark ultramarine, I've been very sort of unimpressed by him. But I think this is essentially what's missing, that level of contrast. Because often when we see these grimdark models, they're
just desaturation galore.
yeah, they're almost monochromatic.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, here we've got color. Our color is beige, or like whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
Or like puke green when it comes to these guys, right? Whatever that one color is, it just sort of tends to dominate. But I think with things like this, it really does help. Oh, that's loud. All right.
Like you can really see the
Yeah.
orange and the light of the glow. It just feels so real
Yes.
because of that high contrast.
Yeah, the contrast is the thing that is usually missing from these, and I
Yeah.
think that really helps a lot.
Yeah.
And also, thank you for actually including
Some
the.
pictures.
Well, yeah, because like it actually lets us get to the video, because otherwise we couldn't get to the video. But yeah, I think all of these are looking great. I think that contrast really helps them pop. Next up, we've got John Gass.
Spent a little more time on the test model. This
Oh,
one.
Sorry, when I clicked, something has happened. What has happened? All right, let's
Probably
go.
got like a different order. Okay. Spend a little more time on this test model. This one has taken about 4 hours. Still not sure about some of this. I feel like it might need more defined highlights. I included a photo of the paints I used on the armor, based with dark silver, then a zenithal dry brushing of the other three metallics before hitting it with black Templar. Any thoughts? It looks quite matte and flat to me. Like all the work that you did with the silver underlayer didn't quite come through. Well, I mean, if you were trying to go for like a shiny metallic look, but I presume you were trying to just go for like chipped paint off the armor, because I can see that there's a lot of chipping that you've done there, and then you can see the silver that's underneath showing through the black. And in that case, I think you've achieved that really well. The face does look like it could use a little bit more work, but it really depends if you're doing this as a singular model or if you're going
It's a test model for his commission, so
for his commission.
so in my opinion, I'll just give it to you raw, mate. In my opinion, I think it's failed as a test piece, and I will explain why. Okay, so you've got the head on it. I would never attach the head until you're done, right? My opinion, right? I'll say what I said before when it comes to it, right? What I would do is put on some of the, what do we call that, honey? What do we call the masking fluid?
Yeah, you literally just said masking fluid.
Okay. So I think you put a steel on, and you put on some of the masking fluid, then you do a regular zenithal, and then I think you just use your Templars, because I think here it looks too thick, would you say? And I think that's the big thing for me. You want to, if you're doing a commission, you want it to look very nice, because that's what the people pay you for, and that's what I'd look at doing. What are your thoughts, Sonny?
I would say the same. Yeah, I think you could push the highlights a bit more, and also the definition on the face and the hair.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you would like to say about it?
I think that should be the main stuff to focus on.
All right. So let us move on
I would
And
actually highly recommend taking a look at Tomasa's Iron Warriors.
yes.
He did the similar color scheme and stuff.
Yep. So I'll just do a quick talk here. It's Talk Tuesday. It seems that some of the more successful shorts we've had recently have all been around one topic, essentially, motivation. Do you have trouble finding motivation? And it seems like the majority of you guys either do or it's a struggle sometimes. So we will move on and we'll get you to go through this one.
Ultra Acryl First Impressions. Tales of a Crowdfunding Addict. Apologies in advance for the crappy photos. I couldn't be bothered to go downstairs for better lighting. Short version, the metallics are brilliant. Ultrafine aluminium powder, no mica. The fluorescent are very intense and the normal acrylics seem very good. Yesterday my long overdue set of ultra acryl paints finally arrived and I did just a little bit of experimenting with them just to get a feel for them. For those not familiar, this was a Kickstarter from over 2 years ago by a new outfit of German.
Well, I think there's a bit too much text there for us to get through. So we're going to move on from that. Is if you've got any one thing that you'd like to say about them, here's your chance, and then we'll move on.
Yeah, they seem fine.
Okay, all right. So next up, we have Mark Kilburn, and I'll get you to read that one out, Sonny.
Here I stand again. Thrice blessed by the grandfather, I will see the walls fall again. I will see the sons of the storm fall, and we shall enjoy it, won't we, Ulcerax?
I think this is a quote from the thing.
Yeah.
But Sonny, if you could give your thoughts on this piece, what do you think?
I think a lot of my comments still remain from
Last time?
week. Because the value
was-
between the green
was-
and the red.
Like 2 weeks ago, was it? Last time?
I don't remember at this
Mhm,
stage. Just
mhm.
don't really feel like there's any too much difference here. I think it's definitely very nurgly. You've got the texture down. You've got the all that sort of thing down. And I think I do think that the goop, whatever it is that you're using for the white stuff, that part could be improved a lot because it feels a little too stiff. It doesn't quite have that sort of...
I think it would have worked better if it was clear rather than white. Yeah, I think that's the big thing for me. Yeah, I agree with Sonny. Much of the old feedback remains. Like, you want to push that contrast, I think. And I think if you're going to use these sorts of gore effects, these sorts of, like, there's Dirty Down Snot. And I think when you're doing that, you want that strong level of contrast. Like, I think, for example, his horns are really great contrast. But I think either that you want to make them matte or very glossy. Because I don't know why, but for some reason I missed them initially.
Yeah, I didn't even notice them until you mentioned the horns.
Yeah, and so you want that to sort of stick out. All right, so shall we move on?
Sure.
All right. Oh, it's myself. So we're working on Scarbrand, and this is his chest plate, and this is true metallic metal. So everything that you're seeing is actually, well, with the exception of the black, that is actual metallics, not browns and such.
Ryan likes the hair in the Poxwalker.
But yeah, so for the blacks, it's mostly scale 75, flat black, and then I just added a bit of white to it to make my own custom greys and brought it up. But I did use some of Green Stuff World's Max Darth to really push those lines to make them like very, very black. But yeah, so for the greater majority of them, they're not actually finished. Like, they're close, but they're not finished. So the only other one that's finished is this piece, where I did like very dark leather. As you can see here, like you see those tiny little scratches, but I don't even think it comes up in this, but there's like little lighter scratches underneath and such, but I don't think it comes up enough. But I think the metal came through. What do you think, Sonny?
I thought the metal against the black really makes it really pop and looks quite professional.
Well, that is how it should look. After all, we are meant to be professionals. All right, well, I will give one chance. Do Go Boy or Kit, do you want to comment on this at all?
I mean, it's looking. Yeah, I think it's looking great so far. It definitely pops. Yeah.
Thanks. Any
yeah.
Any comments, Go Boy? Is he still with us?
He might have left.
Oh no, he is.
Gone,
He's gone. He's gone, boy.
Yeah.
He's. Yes. I was speaking to no one because I don't get the notifications, unlike you guys, because of the
I remember hearing
OSL.
a badonk of leaving.
Okay, so next up we've got Iskander.
Did I hear hashtag Whip Wednesday will work on the OSL on the lower half of the body later? But I think the OSL, whatever you've done so far, is really looking very realistic, like Iron Fist or whatever that Marvel hero guy is.
I'm pretty sure that this is from One Piece.
Yeah, this is definitely One Piece.
It's quite a distinctive style that One Piece has. You know, I started reading the manga and like I thought it was pretty good until like the art just brought me out of it again. And I'm just like, oh my god, because like they had like an episode 0 sort of thing, and like then they redid their first one, and anyway, but it's really interesting to see here how Iskander sketches things out, because if you take a look here, you'll see like sort of how bright he makes these black pants before toning them down.
Yeah.
So we will move on to the next one unless you've got any commentary.
I think maybe you might want to thin down the gray cells so that they still read as black, because with anime most times it's only two cell shades, like the black and the black shadow, and then like a darker gray highlight. So you might want to narrow the gray highlights and midtones so that it still reads as black.
Alright, well, we'll see how it evolves. Alright, so next up we got Brian. Brian, we need to see pictures from you, my dude. Like, you need to take pictures.
Yeah, because, like, you know, this is WAYPN. It's about what are you painting now?
Yeah,
what are you
like
questioning now?
we can't give advice on
until we see an actual model. If not, we will no longer be able to read the posts.
Yeah, we'll move on to John Gass.
Yeah. Well, since it's Whip Wednesday, I started on the Lord of Plagues for funsies, just blocked in the base coats and then started in on the skin. I feel like it doesn't look sickly, just looks a little bit bruised so far. I'm not sure if I'm in the trust the process or reprime and start again phase. Thoughts?
My thoughts is it'll all depend on how these big old poxy holes look. Like, that's going to be your determining factor on whether you want to restart or not. Like, if you get those right, that skin is fine. If you don't get those right, yeah, it's restarting time. So it all comes down to sort of that and how it interacts with everything else. Because, like, the sort of bruised skin can work, but it all depends on how it interacts with everything else, if you follow what I'm saying. Do you have any thoughts?
No, I think it's looking pretty good. Like, the direction seems fine. Like, the paint job is looking good.
Yeah.
So, a bit hard to tell.
At this stage, Yeah, alright. So, next up.
We've got more from Kit, hashtag Whip Wednesday. I really enjoy working on this Uberman from the Rampart City Defenders pack.
You know, this Uberman looks a lot like something that a different setting might call an Ogren.
Oh, but he's very muscular Ogren.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's not as fat, I think, is the big thing.
Yeah, it's not like beer belly type of look.
Yeah. Which, you know, I find...
Yeah, I debated painting him kind of ogreish versus humanish, but I was like,
See you, Krim. Have a good one.
Like, huge.
Yeah.
I think it's coming together quite nicely, so we'll see what further progress you have on this guy.
Yeah, I think it is looking pretty good. Alright, so next up, we have Liam.
Still being the dead and cremated horse with burned bones. I combined the last two methods I tried to see if that gets the results I'm looking for. Started another mini 2. We'll probably start yet another one later this week.
So I think this bone right here that you've got, like that's a lot closer. So I don't think it looks as good as the previous bone that you showed.
Yeah.
I think that's going to be the big one, and we'll see how the other mini comes along. But yeah, just try and do the same as you did with the previous bone, because I think that looked good. Alright, so next up we've got Alex, and he's like, well, this time I'm going to be prepared.
Looks like I've got my work cut out for me over the next year. Yeah,
we will look forward to seeing it, Alex, and he does get some more work done. And then, speaking of more work done, we've got Kit, and a
bit more work in the Uberman plane. A few more highlights, hair, eyebrows, and started in the metallics using the new Ultra Grill metallics. And I think I have a new paint that will end up used with pretty much anything I do. Titanium Buff.
What's so good about the Titanium Buff, Kit?
I mean, it's just so it's also known as buff titanium or unbleached titanium. It's basically just titanium oxide, but without all the iron oxide removed. So you get just a little bit of a kind of beigey, warmish tone. So it just makes it's good for mixing in for making highlights I'm discovering, or just being a final highlight on its own, seems for certain situations. Not as
bright as titanium white. So yeah. Okay, I follow.
Yeah, it should be like a really good base for like bones and skulls and stuff too. So yeah.
All right. Well, let's move on. All right. So next up, we've got Ryan.
Elle says, as far as the burned bone, when I tried to bridge the gap between methods because the darker one was closer to my original goal, but the other method recommended by Jack was highly recommended.
So look, when it comes to those sorts of things, like, for me, it's all about the end result, right? I don't think there's no such thing as cheating. Like, if the other one gets you the result, it gets you the result. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. That's the big thing for me.
Okay, Ryan, initial heat and vascular sketch for these mutated zombie cultists done. Moving on to multiplier layers of enamels and gloss varnish, and further web of dark veins to give these an undead/body horror feel. I used these techniques on my Gene Abomination Techno Barbarian last photo.
Abomination. Oh, yep. I see what he's saying. You know, with the veining and such. But I do believe we have a few more pictures of these a little further down. So we'll move on from this one because we've got quite a bit to get through. Yeah. There's another picture on the next one.
I really like the choice of the vein color there as well. It really looks sickly.
I have to step out for a second. Can I give you the mouse, and I'll let you go through this one.
All right. Yeah, so I really enjoy the way that you've brought out that sort of desaturated purple, like almost like very translucent skin, very bruised, and very tortured skin as well with the red. I do like the way that you've approached this one more than the Techno Barbarian one, because the Techno Barbarian, at the end result, it just, I thought, looked a little too red. This one still feels like tortured flesh. The other one felt like just red, you know. Of course, it feels painful to look at, which is what you're going for when you're creating these sorts of effects. You know, you're also creating a visual experience, a visual tactile experience, where you look at something and then you can feel the goosebumps, or you can feel the pain, or you can feel the joy, or all these sorts of things, right? So I think this actually has that feeling. It just feels closer to that feeling, and I think it just feels a bit more cohesive because you can see all the different colors of the blue undertones and the red undertones and the greens from the khaki and all that. I'm a little confused about this here. Is it a gold? Just gonna try and see a different angle. Yeah, like they look like you've got some like gold talons or something. So that is a bit confusing, the choice that you've gone there. Like, is it like mechanical claws, something like that? Oh no, it's just like a bone. It just reads a little bit like gold. I think you're going really well in this direction. Yeah, okay, like, this is really great. I do think that the values, like, okay, the skin, the bone, everything perfect. But the clothing, I think the value is a bit too close to the skin.
Yeah.
It could use like something a bit different, a bit push the contrast there a bit more to differentiate the elements. But yeah.
Alright, is there anything more you want to say on them, or?
Oh yeah, they really have that sort of translucent skin look, especially the eye. I think you're doing very well with these effects.
Alright, I think we'll move on to our next post. Alright, we've got more from Chris.
3 this week. Added a family picture, a comparison with the one I did a couple months ago, as well as a pre-oil wash pic.
I think that's looking really nice.
Yeah, I think this vehicle is really well done. Like, I love the panel shading that you've done. The great contrast with the yellow against the cool gray. It really looks like something that came out of the, the lore books or whatever. Very accurate to the theme.
Well, I really like his decal work.
Yeah.
And like, look at the consistency.
Yeah, it's all pretty much identical, I would say.
Yeah, well, like, obviously they're different, but you're saying like you can tell that they sort of come from the same unit, the same people, that sort of thing. Like, when you look at them, neither of them are starkly different from one another, which is what you want with army painting.
Yeah, which I think you've executed it
perfectly. Yeah, look, there's the third tank along, and like, look at them. They all look
the same.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't. Yeah, I know what you're saying when you say the same, but yeah.
Which is great.
Yeah, no, it is.
It's very difficult to do that.
It is.
You see all the little doodads because they're using a classic triad, primary triad color scheme. You see everything. Like, you see the blue, and then all the little reds on the lenses, and then all the bright yellows. You really, on a model, a very noisy model like these tanks, you really see every detail on it because of this particular color scheme. So it works
very well.
Yeah, it works super well.
Like, No notes, Chris. No notes. I also really like the Celtic, the Celtic. I've forgotten what that's called. Just spiral or Celtic.
Runes.
Yeah. Well, it's got a name for when it's the like that interconnecting pattern that doesn't break. I've just forgotten the name for it. Having a bit of last day itis for myself. So next off, we've got Liam, and we got a bit more work
A
done.
little bit more work done this week. Started one of the two other core spawn crawlers. I had two, but only got the base coat done. I'm debating going the albino route, but I suppose now I have time to think.
Well, so I'd say, Liam, the biggest thing...
Celtic knot is what is kind of...
Celtic knot, yes, that's it. Celtic knot. Thank you. Yeah, Celtic knot is, I think, when it's just the one, but there's also a name for when, like, they just keep going ad infinitum. But yeah, so Liam, I think one of the things is you need to get your base coats considerably more solid, because, like, take a look what we see here, buddy. Like, we can see the other colors coming through, and, like, if you can see your other colors coming through the base coat, unless it's a transparent layer, like, that is not what you want at all. So that's something you're gonna have to work on fixing up.
I also think might want to explore some different color choices. So I'm not really sure what's the color scheme that you're going for. Like, I suppose these are all great as base shadow colors. So if you're going to be working your way up to a white coat or like a black undershirt and, I don't know, leather boots or something.
Yeah, but
it's a bit hard to tell, like, what's your direction with this color choice.
Yeah. Alright, well, we will move on. We still have quite a bit more to do, so...
We got more from Kit. No painting today, but I did manage to get this fine gent assembled, and my Brom models finally arrived along with a bunch of small busts to practice on.
Oh yeah, we've got a hell of a lot of dungeons and laser stuff to finish up still as well, so well done, Kit, for actually getting the things a little further along than we have had them. Alright. Next up,
it's RJ's Tushy, man. Few more things to finish up, but almost done.
Him with his very long and wordy posts as per usual. But yeah, very, very nice looking. I
think everything's great, RJ, except for the hair color. I do wonder why the choice of the same purple as the skin for the hair. Cause
I just have to say, the gloss lines on the butt
just peak performance, man.
Yes, peak performance.
Yeah, check out those shine on the calves.
Well, see, I don't think the shine. I think the shine on the calves are too much. I think the butt shine is perfect.
The butt shine is perfect. I think you need to tone down the calf shine to match the butt shine. Because
yeah, exactly.
It's a little too vibrant for something that's in shadow.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and I think that's pretty much all the critique I can think to give you on these guys, because you know, you be a painter, painting.
I'm not sure I agree with the hair thing, because I think with the cloak backing it, I think it gives it enough level of difference.
I feel like it just creates a very uniform look.
I understand what you're saying, and I understand why you're saying it,
yeah.
But there is a chance that's how it looks in the art.
Yeah, okay.
So there is that small thing. But yeah, he seems very pleased with himself, doesn't he?
Of course, he's very pleased with him.
He's like, look at my shiny butt. My cape is no longer hiding my shame.
My shiny tushy.
Alright, so next up we've got
more from Ryan. Second layer of skin done with a coat of gloss and a web of black necrotic vein sketch on. Next step is another layer of gloss, followed by more gore, enamel effects, and a dry brush highlight with some oil paint to give some translucent palette look, and the all-important surface finish variation.
So I've got to ask, Ryan, where did you get these minis from? Are these GW ones or are they from someone else? Because I don't think I've seen these ones.
I do think the black veins that you did on the scalp is chef's kiss. It really does look like there's some sort of, I don't know, zombie disease going through them like they do in the movies. So I think you did really well with these effects.
But yeah, I think we're going to move on because we've already seen so much done from
Yeah,
him.
looks like from a board game is what this does.
Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, okay. This is interesting.
Third layer of skin done.
And then plus some desert dust pigment from Vallejo mixed in to give a translucent palette look. Definitely is working. Definitely looks like that sort of decayed, stretched skin, yellowed skin.
I do think it works, but I think I would have tried to pull it back a bit. Like, so that first guy that we saw... where is he? Where is he? Yeah, here. I think, like, it's just a bit much. I think you could pull it back just a little bit, because it is quite green. But yeah, you don't agree? It's okay. You don't have to agree.
Yeah, I think it looks all pretty realistic to me. Almost like if someone overstretched a layer of skin over bare skull. Like there's no muscle, nothing between the skull and the skin.
Okay.
That's what it looks like.
Alright. Well, we will move on to the next one. And next up, we've got Andy.
Andy! Quick photo from this evening. Been trying to mute down the clothing and wrist wrappings to stop them drawing the eye as much as well as trying to get some texture on the leather. A bit. Feel like it's improved with that work. Also tried to smooth out the runes a bit. Possibly need to do some glazes to smooth the blends on the skin.
What do you think?
I'm very... I really like the color scheme that you're going for here. It really feels like it came out of a game, especially like the choice of having the green gems against the oranges and the pink. And I do agree with you, like all my attention is just going to the rune tattoo, so spot on that. I think the bandages look much better than last time.
Yeah.
Metallics are coming much better this time around. There's a bit more solid coat there, which is great. Sometimes you do tend to have a little bit of the patchy coat, so like this is more solid, looking more solid, which is great. This is also looking more solid, which is great. I think you've done a little bit more work on the hair. It's coming along quite nicely. And I think I like the horns. It's going in the right direction as well.
Well, I really like the blues. I think, well, I should say the teals, but yeah, like especially right here with this. I'm not sure if that's different, but it feels different.
It's definitely different. That's a highlight to show the raised portion of the
it just
the bandage.
Like my eye is drawn to it, and that's where you want your eye to be drawn to the head, so I think lots of improvement. And like I feel like our feedback's a bit lacking because you've just improved so much in so many areas that there's no one thing where we're like, okay, this thing needs this work. I think like if you did another push like this next week, I think you'd be pretty close to done. What do you reckon?
Yeah. I think you might be going for like a leather tank top there. So it might be cool to see you try some leather scratches.
Alright. So, next up.
I did Thomas. I knew it's Thomas as soon as I saw the green. Someday, I'll make a Titan. But I'm not crazy enough to buy one yet. For now, a knight should be fine. There's a lot of texturing, sanding, and scribing yet to come until first paint will touch it. Yeah, I know you like to do your cast metal effect.
Oh, that's very interesting. Look at the
Cast iron.
scratching that he
Yeah.
does on it
I wonder
to
what's
add
that.
texture.
I wonder what this is meant to represent.
I'm not sure.
Like, what kind of texturing is this? It's cool, I just don't know where the reference comes from.
That might be something to include, Tomas, some like reference points so that we know sort of where you're going at this stage of it. Because like, it is very raw at the moment. And yes, we have a Titan to do, but there's a lot to do. We've got a lot. Alright, so next up we've got more Iskandar and some more sketching.
Decided to go a non-metallic metal gold. Admittedly, it was satisfying.
What do you think?
You might need a bit more of those, like, yellows.
So, give me a second, Iskander. So, look, see, here's the problem, right? When it comes to non-metallic metal or true metallic metal, either way, actually, rather than scrolling like this, I'll go on Discord. The principles are exactly the same. Literally exactly the same. So here, let me bring up my my steels, right? Sorry, my golds for the thing. So when we look at this, right? What we see is like, I'm trying for a more sort of brassy look sort of thing. But if you take a look, the whole idea is dark darks and bright brights. So here I've sort of imitated the idea of light hitting along this sort of ridge line. And you see how bright it gets. But then, what do we have right next to it? It's almost black, right? Now, because I've got actual black next to it, it stands out. But you see how, like, dark I go. Like, here, super dark. But even if you don't want to go that dark, use this area as a reference point, or over here as a reference point. The whole idea is that you want to go super dark. And like here, I understand that you're trying for bright, shining gold. But without those dark darks, you can't have those bright brights. Mm-hmm. Is there anything else that you'd like to say?
Just doesn't quite read as gold at the moment, basically. But everything else is looking really good. I like the green sheath and the blue pocket.
Yep.
Very poppin'. The skin work is absolutely fantastic. Looks 100% 2D. Yeah.
Yeah. I would agree with all of that. Let us move on.
Yeah, still learning non-metallic metal. Fair enough.
just so you know, non-metallic metal and true metallic metal have the exact same sort of premises. So if it's easier doing with actual like metallics, just do that, man. You don't have to, like, you can do that and then move into it. It's okay. Alright, so next up we've got Alex.
The first and most important step is complete. I've begun! For clarity, the lighting here is even, so the shadows on the metal armor and crown, subtle as they are for now, are mostly painted in. There's still a long way to go, deeper shadows, brighter highlights, and plenty of gold to add, but it's a start.
Look, man, it is a start. I think that you pretty much got it down. You know, you got to get those darker shadows in. You got to get those brighter brights. But it is a start. And look, it's a lot better than where you were last year, trying to rush out a mini a day or two before. Mm-hmm. All right. So next up, we've got
more from John. Here's a quick update on my Lord of Plagues, trying some non-metallic metal with limited success. I need to add the rust and corrosion to the axe. I don't think the helmet looks like copper, but I kind of like it anyway. I don't know. This one was just for fun, but any thoughts y'all have are appreciated.
Okay, so I think when it comes to the non-metallic metal... Oh, did you have something to say?
I just think the pox adds to the look.
So I think that the pox is good, but it's not great. So, like, my biggest problem with it is there's a lack of surface variation. As our good old friend likes to say. So, like, I look at these, right? And they don't feel like pox. So, the way that I would fix that is I'd mix maybe equal parts airbrush mixed medium with blood for the blood god, right? Throw that over the top so it's very nice and glossy, and then like drag that down with a brush so that it looks as if there's like reddish goop coming from them, you know, like a weeping wound. When it comes to the true metallic metal, I think the principles are there, but it's not yet refined, and I think it's very hard to do with the Nurgle guides because you're going to have to add all that rust. So Sunny's just doing up something for you now, and
Yeah,
well,
I don't think it's working out.
yeah, it's okay. It's okay. I think that it's a good start, and like the thing is, you're gonna have to add all that rust anyway. That's why I think true metallic metal is going to be quite difficult when it comes to Nurgle. But yeah, I think color-wise you're fine, but you need that texture.
Definitely.
Yeah, you agree?
Mhm.
All right, next up we've got Shiny Butt Sir.
Shiny but sir.
All right, so I'll leave the commentary for you for the shiny butt man here.
Okay, from the time of this post, I have about 36 hours to finish all 5 of these up. Tomorrow morning should be able to get a good session in during the review, but these are most current pictures of each.
Alright, so I'm going to hand the mouse off to Sunny so that she can look at each of them, because I think Sunny's got very good feedback when it comes to the Kingdom Death models.
Okay. Still is looking the same. Yeah, I think you need to adjust this.
Yeah.
A bit.
It's too shiny.
This is coming along very nicely.
I think that she's pretty fine as is. Is there anything in particular which you think really needs to be fixed?
I do think you should try. Now it's just all like, what color can I call this? Like a maroon. I do think you need a tiny bit of mid-tones just to make it feel a bit more like skin. It doesn't need to be like the full-on shine that you see here, like the 3 or 4 different tonal variations. Just like 2 tones, just to make it feel a bit more skin and less flat on the shadows on this back side here. Hair is coming along quite nicely, but it is looking quite similar in terms of tone. There's a red tone brown and a red tone skin. Maybe you want to increase the contrast, like maybe add a bit more blacks and brown hair highlights. Maybe mix in a little bit of yellow into those highlights rather than just a white mixed with brown, so that it feels a bit more like a brown highlight, because with hair it does go up in saturation when the light hits it.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of the time,
like most black hair's like more like
brown
Coke.
in the light, you know,
Yeah.
like Coca-Cola. So yeah, I think this is going quite nicely. The progress is coming along nicely there. I love the stitching. The stitching really catches my eye. Lovely green of the
I only think
outfit.
the arrow really needs to be done.
Yeah.
Like, other than that, everything else can be left alone.
Lovely work on the outfit. The tone of variation and contrast is so crisp. Very good rendering there.
I think the
shield.
face just needs to be finished up a
Yeah, just
little.
need to finish off the skin and the face. Bring some definition.
Other than that, I'd say it's all fine. Oh, and a sheen line somewhere along the spear. The spearhead, I should say.
And the hair also needs a little bit of work, but that's
Okay.
a whip, I think, because it just looks like black right now. There's not much
Yeah.
highlighting going on there. So I'm still a bit confused here because the way that the skin color cuts off, he looks
Yeah.
like he's got an autoimmune disease. You know, like some people have like 2 different skin colors because of some autoimmune system problem. That's what it looks like right now. It doesn't really feel like an illuminated skin section. So you might need to incorporate subdermal scattering. Search up subdermal scattering if that's what you are, trying to go for, like the light is hitting the skin to make it feel a bit more like skin being light up, because you'll see the blood coming through right in the middle here. Okay.
Yep. I pretty much agree with everything Sonny said. I think really good feedback there, Sonny. Alright, next up we've got Calvinoni. And I think these ones...
These look like some Hawaii Barbie doll skeleton kind of vibes for me.
Like the little hula dancer?
Yeah, the hula dancers. I mean, like, how did the hair? It looks so like Barbie doll hair, and like synthetic blonde.
Now all I can hear is, do you know that very 90s sort of song? Hey Barbie! Hey
Yeah,
Ken!
What are you doing, Ken? Or something like that.
Yeah. But it's just, said with like the Crypt Keeper voice. Hey Barbie! Hey Ken!
God. Well, I think you've done very well here. I think the effect that you achieved on the hair really looks like old woman hair, or like that synthetic Barbie hair. Of course, you've done very well in doing more color, putting more color into your minis.
Hold on, because there's about to be more Calvinoni.
There's going to be more Calvinoni very soon.
Yes. Okay, so
And of
Kit
course,
got some priming.
Priming in. Well done.
Yes,
Getting
because
a lot done.
yes, you've gotten a lot done this week, Kit. A lot done.
Wow.
But yes,
Banshees are ghosts.
yeah, wailing banshees.
Okay, I think they have a somewhat of a translucent effect to them, like a bit of that quality I see in the way that you've painted it, but they read more as stone rather than like ghosts. I think it's because you've gone too dark into the grey. You need to go much lighter.
No. I've got a different sort of interpretation. I think that he could put like a little bit of a dry brush on the skin of like a lighter color, and then say something as bold as Tesseract Glow to give the idea, like just like that super
eyes?
bright. No, just all the skin, everything.
Oh.
To give that level of contrast and to sort of make them look more ethereal. What do you reckon?
I think it's a bit too dark for a Tesseract Glow. I think they use a different one. The GW uses a different one. Is it Briar Queen Chill or something?
Maybe Candras, there's a
Green.
crab. There's a crab green.
And I've got mummies from Cal. These mummies also look really nice.
Yeah, but they are quite monotone once again.
I wouldn't say so, because like I can see a clear definition with the jewelry of the pharaoh, the hat, and also the, what is this called? Kashep or whatever, the sword thing.
Kopeshi?
Kapesh.
Oh, so, yeah.
Something like that.
But yeah, like when I look at them, I just feel like they're a bit monotone to me.
I think the lighting isn't doing the best for it, but I can tell that it's actually, I can tell the elements apart from each other. The basing is also quite nice.
Uh-huh.
Right. And then, of course, next we've got you and something from myself as well.
Yeah, okay. So, we have been continuing the experiment, and this one right here is Sunny's one. You're doing the saturation contrast, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm doing a saturation shading. So
And
that means going from like a maroon, purplish maroon, to like a
like your highest
red,
one is your red,
like super
but-
vibrant red.
but you're not going into like orange.
Whites or orange, yeah.
Yeah. Did you paint these bones, or did you
No, that's
just
left
leave
alone.
them? Yeah. That's doing a lot of work there. That
Yeah, because I thought
The-
you just wanted us to paint only the skin part.
Yeah, no, I do, but like, because I've been doing the airbrush with the other one, because this is the other one, which is closest to finished.
This is the analogous shading one, so
Yeah.
it's going purple, red, orange.
Yeah, and like, you can hardly tell the orange in there at the moment, can you? Really?
Yeah, it really feels. This one really feels very cartoonish. It feels very
Vibrant.
vibrant and synthwavy. I didn't.
Oh yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
expect it to look like this. I had a very different idea in my head of how it would look. I think it's because the purple is.
This is sort of Saturday morning corn. I'll
Yes.
get you, ultramarines.
Yeah. Pretty much.
But yeah, so here's the whole journey. So we start out, and with Scarbrand, he comes with most of a bloodthirster. So got all of these pieces, and just essentially put them aside and started painting them up. Like, it was a bit of a pain to assemble them without instructions, but yeah, so started off
Yeah.
with the black. And here's the paints that I'm using. So this is for the brown zenithal. So black, then into dark brown. I think that's German dark brown, which is darker than regular dark brown, and then dark brown, and then other brown. But yeah, so like, you see how it goes. Just going through the zenithal.
Yeah.
And then this is like,
I think if
I
the
think it's
purple-
called random tan.
Oh, okay.
Is that, and then just a very bright white, and then on what is it? The analogous. On the analogous one, I used the greys because I wanted it to have a more unified and less coloured look, because pudding colour is a part of that one. So yeah, just went a bit too far. So yeah, just a mix of black and the grey to make a dark grey, then just a grey, and just so on and so forth with that until we get to, this is how I did the analogous. So I did a mix of the advanced magenta and violet so that I made a true purple. And then just sprayed that from underneath. That's why I've got this pointing in a certain direction. And then after that, I did the red. The red just went freaking everywhere. But hopefully in a thin enough coat so that the other coats come out. And then, of course, the after that, I put on the marigold. And you saw the results. And then I tried out putting some panel liner on, and
I think if you deepen the purple rather than using a true purple, it will look less like a Skittles vibe. Yeah, because I think the red and the orange that you use can work very well for the analogous shading, but I think the purple just needed to be a lot deeper.
Yeah, and so this is just the grimdark
Gloss.
version with the
Doing the skin.
it's after the oil wash part.
Yeah.
And then now here I start doing that purple. So I put on a thin coat of purple, and then isopropyl alcohol to remove the greater majority of it. And you can see how far this has come compared to the other test from before. It's a lot more... I think it came through a lot more. What do you think?
Yeah, it's probably because you also have the addition of the actual vein sculpted onto the model. It does help.
Maybe. I think you might be right with that. And then after that...
I love this, like, how it looks like right here. Like, once you add the blue.
With the blue, yeah. Well, see, this is what I'm aiming for once I add the red. So, add the blue, and then some ISO later, and then take a look at it. Very, very veiny. So,
Very veiny.
Yeah,
look at that. I think that really... It looks much better in real life, to be honest. It looks alive, like a real piece of leg, with the way that this is.
As opposed to a dead piece of leg.
A fake leg. Fake leg is what it is.
And, Sonny, this is what you used. You used Sigval Burgundy.
Sigval Burgundy, Flesh Terror Red, Ball Red,
and Black Templar.
So for the shadow, I did basically wet blending of the 3 different tones. So for the shadow, I mixed the Black Templar, Burgundy, and a little bit of Ball Red. And then for the midtone, it was that shadow color that I mixed earlier, mixed in with a little bit of the Flesh Terror Red. And then finally, the highlight is Ball Red, just pure Ball Red. And I wet blended all of them together in sections to create that sort of gradient 3-tone layer look.
I think it looks really good, but you've got some more updates since then, don't you?
Should I post a picture or no?
Alright, well, why don't you send one of those pictures to me? And we'll open it up, but we'll kick it off next week with the things, because we've only have one more post after this. But yeah, I have to say, I'm very impressed with how your one looks. I think, like, there's a good chance it's going to win over the client, I think, more than the other ones, because what we're going to do at the finish is just paint everything else black, but we might just do the bone. Yeah. Well, like, you got a tiny spot of red on one bit, but I mean, like,
I wasn't really
it's pretty much nothing, isn't it?
I wasn't really focused on being clean.
Yeah, no, because like, why would you? All right, so this is the update. I think I'll try this other image because I think it's a bit cleaner. All right, so we'll open this up, and yeah, you just really hit those things. Which color did you use here? So Chimera Red.
Yeah. So before after I did all the contrast and let it dry, then I went in with a little bit of a very thin down Black Templar contrast and did like pin washing just underneath each scar, underneath the recesses, redefine all those calf shadow curves and all that. And then after that's dried, then I thinned down the Chimera, the red, like crazy, like until it's like an ink, and then washed that across wherever I put the ball red, only the top highlights. And then I went,
because it's so powerful,
yeah,
isn't it?
so but obviously that's not enough to really showcase the true vibrancy of the red. So I mixed Vallejo white and rosy flesh, just so that because the rosy flesh adds a little bit of red undertone to the white, right? It's not just pure straight white, and then it would feel a bit too stark. So I just used that, added in a little bit of highlights over the veins, over wherever I think we could bring back a bit more of the highlights, a bit more form on the very top, and then wash the Chimera on top once again. That's basically the step, but I didn't have a chance to show that here, I think.
Yeah, it's okay, because we will show that next week. And Kit, you found a solution to your bust problem. What is your solution?
Sharpening.
Using my little mini drill to drill a hole, put in I've got all these little wooden picks, wooden sticks.
Well done.
Then I had a little plastic bottle, and I drilled a hole through the lid.
We do love a bit of creative problem solving here on the hobby.
Yes, we do. So
I was trying to just use like blue tack on the sticks, and it never works. They was just like falling off.
Oh yeah, no, I know, because like I'll just click here. Like, you may not have seen it, but like that's sprues like holding these things just with some super glue, and like that sprue goes almost all the way through the leg, and then it's just some pins in there with some super glue. So yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. But with that said, ladies and gentlemen, unfortunately, I am not doing so great. I am not the crashest of the hottest. So I'm gonna have to love you and leave you all, and I'm gonna have to say, keep those brushes wet. Bye bye.
Bye.
Bye everyone.
Thank you for joining us.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Have a wonderful weekend.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
All right.